Hello and welcome to this week's coffee vlog. It's now Friday the 27th of May and I'm heading home at nearly 6 o'clock. Not so great, but been getting on with stuff. This week has been mostly, it's been so-so, average, okay, not too much happening, but yeah, I've just been getting on with bits and pieces, getting caught up. Hasn't been that much, too much work on, especially given it's a bank holiday weekend this weekend, so we get Monday off. But we didn't have too much of a surge of pre-bank holiday orders this time. Been sort of getting on with sorting stuff out at work as well, as always seems to be lots of things to do in the background and sort out, and kind of getting on with sorting out a room in the warehouse to stick my roasters in and create like a little roastery room, which is okay, but it's currently full of disposable cups and things and all sorts of random stuff collected over many years that we may or may not sell. I'm kind of adding it to an eBay to try and clear some of the stuff off that we've had for donkey's years and no one seems to want to buy. Not really sure why they're going to want to buy it anymore, just because I've stuck it on eBay cheap, but who knows, we'll see. So I've been sorting that out as well, and then just other random bits and pieces. So exciting things happening in the Apple world, or world of Apple anyway. Got WWDC coming up in into June, and we're going to see what we get from that. Obviously we might see about iOS X, iOS 10, don't really know what they're going to call it yet, do we? Interesting to see what they come up with for that. Hopefully they'll mention some new iPhones as well. I'm kind of looking forward to the new iPhone because I missed out on the last update, so I'm going to be definitely getting myself the latest one, whatever new features they're going to have. So that's going to be interesting. Some predictions on new MacBooks, which I won't be getting myself because I'm quite happy with the one I've got, but it'll be interesting to see what's available. And what new amazing features they come up with. There's some pretty odd things batting about, such as they're not going to have a keyboard, a mechanical keyboard anymore. They're just going to have like a slate type force touch plate, a bit like on the new Magic Trackpad, a force touch plate. So there might be that. I'm not sure about that. There might be some sort of Touch ID for it. And Touch ID would be pretty useful. Although there's been other mentions that they might have some sort of implementation of Touch ID linking from your phone to the Mac, which would make more sense. That, you know, if you want to unlock your Mac and don't want to type your password in for your Mac, you can use the Touch ID on your phone and it'll auto unlock the Mac at the same time if the Mac's sort of waiting to be unlocked. It'd be alright. I suppose it would be a bit of a bind, and every time you're going up to your MacBook to get your phone out and then do that. But maybe. But also they'll perhaps have some sort of touch menu or touch bar of some description with a built-in Touch ID for the Mac. So I don't know. There's lots of interesting rooms. Who knows if any of it will happen or if none of it will, or even if we'll actually refresh the MacBook line at all at the moment. You just have to wait and see. So also looking, like I say, forward to and of course the new OS X as well, the MacBook operating software. What are they going to tweak, update, add or change in that to make it even more exciting and useful? So there's lots going on there. I'm interested to find out what's happening. Surprisingly, even before that, we were on to more betas. We just had the release on iOS and OS X version of the latest version. They brought some more betas out already. I can't imagine what they're fixing. Like I say, I would expect that normally they do when we have WWDC, they then release at that point to developers the developer sort of beta versions of the newer operating system. So we're only weeks off that now, and they've already started another beta run. I can't understand why they're so obsessed with them at the moment, but there you are. What else has been happening with me? I don't know. I'd be interested to see, actually, talking about new developments, what they're going to do Apple Watch wise. Will there be a new Apple Watch, or will they stick with the current one? You know, I've been sort of reading odd reviews on the Apple Watch of people a year in. It's probably about that for me, actually, because I wasn't on launch day. And it kind of still gets a lot of mixed reviews. Some people kind of say it's a bit of a waste of time, and then a waste of time, I didn't mean that, but it's quite good, isn't it? Apple Watch. You know, others kind of like, it does, but it needs to improve. I think the main bugbear for everyone is the fact that it can be just so slow to open apps. You open an app and it's like so laggy, you stood staring at it, and you're thinking, well, I could have got my phone out, unlocked it, opened the app on the phone and seen what I want to see quicker than it is sat staring at this screen, which sometimes the display on the watch goes out before the thing's loaded, and you've got to tap the display again to come up again. So that is a bit of a bugbear. I don't know if they couldn't improve that some. I mean, it's obviously the speed of data transfer over Bluetooth. Maybe they could improve it by, you know, having a set of your like favourite apps or whatever that you put them in like a favourite app category, where it refreshes the app content on an hourly basis. Now, obviously, this is going to drain battery faster, but the theory is, you know, if there are ones that you are going to use on the watch or you use regularly on the watch, if you have that hour sort of refresh, then when you go to it, it shows you that last refresh period information while it's then chugging away getting the very latest one. So at least you're not looking at nothing or a spinning cog. You get, you'd get, something. It may have been a few minutes ago, it may have been 50 minutes ago, but you've got some information, and then while you're looking at that, it will refresh and update that sort of as it's going along on demand. So I think that would make a lot more sense to me if they did it that way instead of the current system. So if they could add that sort of update, whether we'll get an updated watch, I don't really know. I think they're still on top of the game, really. I know Pebble have surprisingly launched yet another, not two, three things, because they've launched a new original Pebble, a new one of the Pebble Time ones, and they've also launched what appears to be some sort of 3G device thing. The theory being that instead of taking your phone with you on a run or whatever else, you'd have your Pebble Watch and this 3G device that'll communicate to it, and it will basically pick up all your emails and calls and things, and deal with them for you. So you don't need your phone, because this is like acting as it, but it's only a little tiny clip-on thing with no screen or anything, but it just sort of all does it. So they must connect via an app, via another Pebble app, to set all your settings of what you get in it and whatever else. So it's kind of interesting. So they basically updated their models to add heart rate monitor and fitness tracking. So what they're trying to make is the Pebbles the equivalent of fitness trackers, and of course of what Apple does with theirs, but at a fraction of the price. It's a good theory to sell them. It was interesting, someone had commented on Twitter, I noticed that they sort of thought, with yet again Pebble putting on Kickstarter all these new models and getting people to back them on Kickstarter, that it showed bad form for their business model if they had to kickstart every time they did a new model. But my sort of feeling on that is that I'm not sure if Pebble don't treat Kickstarter more as an advertising platform than, you know, a method of generating income. I mean, to be fair, they have also had sort of lots of information in the press about them getting rid of staff and being in trouble financially, so maybe they do just need the money via Kickstarter. But the other thing is, you know, I think they always started with the Kickstarter, and I think they do just treat it as this sort of big advertising platform. It is relatively straightforward for them to bang them up, and then when people are backing them, it's you know, auto-generates all the social media links and tweets and Facebook things and whatever else that the people have backed. And there's that whole thing as well about, well, Pebble get X amount on Kickstarter, and they did it previously. So, you know, I don't know if it's not just all a big marketing ploy, that sort of thing, but who knows. They must be doing all right if they're doing yet more models, and you know, it's a good theory. Let's keep going on this bandwagon of being the one-stop shop of fitness and whatever else devices. So good stuff. I'm slow down for the old man so he doesn't have to run. He doesn't look like he could run anyway. Other news, of course, Star Wars Battlefront news. I'm still playing. Yes, I'm still playing Star Wars Battlefront a lot, and that's why. Moz, sorry, I haven't watched loads of your Lego videos recently. I've seen them all on all the different ones, different characters you can get. But yeah, I have been doing a lot of playing Star Wars Battlefront. Up to 47 now. We're getting close to that 50, and the Shadow Trooper outfit. And at the moment they've got a community challenge of doing emotes, and that is like there's little character things where you can go do little like salutes and whatever else, or you can there's quite a good one which is lightsaber battle, and then with your character is it goes like that. One of my favourite ones actually that I saw, and it was while I was playing, I'd gone in, there's me and another of my team members entered this room, run into the room, and from the other side of it a stormtrooper popped out of nowhere, shot the other guy that had come in, then shot me without breaking step, and as you're sort of dying, it shows you, sort of zooms in on who got you. So as I'm sort of dying from being got by this guy, it zooms in, and he does this bend over with his hands on his knees, the stormtrooper, and just does this like, and it's one of the emotes, but it's one of the best uses of the emotes I've ever seen. This sort of like gloating over having done a successful kill. And the thing is, having done quite a good job of shooting us both straight away, it then takes the time to pull off this emote before then running off to go and find someone else to get rid of. So that was quite good. So yeah, it's the emote challenge. So it's one challenge I can do really well, because all I have to do is press some buttons on the keypad. There's no skill involved. I don't have to aim, coordinate thumbs or anything else. So and all we've got to do is do 1 million of those. So every time you play, you've got to quite regularly do the emote things, which mostly everyone does at the start of a match, because you have this like minute lag at the start of the match where you're in the game but you can't move anywhere, but you can turn around, look in your surroundings, and normally all your other teammates of your team are around you, so you all look around, you all see each other, which means they all pull off their highly prized emotes, and some of them cost a fortune of your credits, as I found out on my other name when I kept running out, because my youngest had a tendency to purchase all the expensive emotes just to find out what they did. So yes, there's that challenge. I'll be getting on with that, and yeah, hopefully by next week I might have reached rank 50, and got the illustrious Shadow Trooper outfit, so I too can crouch in dark corners and shoot people without them being able to see me, which will be handy in increasing my kill rate, other than at the moment just running about aimlessly getting shot before I do anything useful. But there you are. Right, so have a good weekend. If you're in the UK, enjoy your bank holiday weekend, your extra day off. Hope it doesn't involve any more work. And I'll catch you in next week's coffee vlog. Okay, see ya.